We could talk about. I know you're really big into finances. You're
Yep.
really big into stocks. You're in the investment group. We can get into that in a bit,
hmm
but I want to talk about just like your experience. What got you into finances in the first place?
Yeah. So during the pandemic, I believe it was in 2021 at the beginning of the year, I was in this income and money management class in high school, and we got into the stock unit, and we used this like online paper trade, software, where you can trade with $500,000 fake cash, or it wasn't real money. And I was just really interested in the aspect of like risk taking and being like wise with your money. The stock market itself is just a very interesting topic to understand because I feel like personally it's a social science. Like you got to understand politics of the world. You have to understand other people, what companies are making decisions, and that's why I just decided to go into it. Also in 2021, earlier in the year, I don't know if you remember, but the GameStop rally was like a big thing. Roaring Kitty and all those meme stocks, AMC, GME, they popped off, and that just like really aroused my interest. I was like, wow, this is really interesting. So, I took that interest and I went to my dad, who's like, a stock guru. He knows everything about, option trading, which I won't go much into because it's very complex, but he taught me a lot about, stocks in general, option trading, and he kind of got me into this. He set up a custodial account, which is basically he owns the account, but I'm like the custodian. And this is for like people who are under the age of 21 or 18. And basically, I had my own account, $5,000, and I would just do small trades. So I would do something that's called option trading, where I would like sell a contract, basically betting that the stock price wouldn't go below this value, like at this certain time or date. And I would get like premium. So I would get like, money from each trade betting on these stocks. But there was a lot of like risk management and fundamental technical analysis going into this. So I feel like it's risk taking. You have to know a lot of knowledge. You have to be wise about it, and you have to manage your money wisely. So I just feel like it's great to do if you want to build your future, especially, and you want to get like save money for retirement and investment purposes.
So for
Yeah.
someone looking to get into stocks and get into finances, where would they start?
Yeah, so I would advise like complete newbies, who don't know much about the stock market to, just research about it, talk with someone who, is an investor, a bank advisor, anyone who has ideas about, the stock market and, play with paper trade. Like I said, how I started, I got like $100,000 in fake cash and I betted on these random stocks, just like try this thing out, see where you're successful at, see like where your strategies are working and failing and just learn. Always teach yourself because this is coming from you. Like when you're investing in stocks, your passion it's like literally coming from you. So you should like teach yourself, what is a stock? What is an index? What are these different statistics mean? And I feel like if you teach yourself all of these concepts, over time you will gain that experience to actually invest very well. And so that's like how it is for me. I've been investing for like 4 years now. I started when I was 15 years old and I was working a part time job, just putting money every other week when I got my paycheck into this investment account. And, I would make more and more trades every year. And I just saw that progress over time. It
That's
was really
crazy,
good.
man. Yeah. Is the investment group a club?
Yeah, so it's an organization like at OSU that manages money in like three different portfolios.
Yeah.
But, it's a really interesting group because they manage actual real money and they have these analysts that research about these companies and you know portfolio managers, the people who control the money, make decisions based on like what the analysts research about. So in my case, this term I had to do Nvidia. So I had to research about Nvidia company fundamentals. I had to research all about their products and services. And so it was really interesting. Also, it was funny because when Jensen Huang came to OSU, it was like right when I was researching for NVIDIA. So I was trying to like get him to ask questions. I really wanted to ask
Yeah,
him
I remember.
questions. And obviously he was like escorted by five security guards. So I was like, no, I cannot do this. But I learned a lot of stuff, even from like an investment group or like finance. You learn like other stuff researching about these companies. I didn't know much about NVIDIA or, even like, computer graphics before I was researching. But now I know about the graphics cards. I know about the RTX 4000 series, the 3000 series. And I know like now a little bit about which graphics processing card you want to get the most. And it even helps, I feel like, for coding experience because, I feel like coding is this like such a wide general range of ideas in, programming languages. And like to understand coding itself, you have to understand like the computer and the chips and the product. So I really feel like, even though it's like finance and investing, learning about Nvidia and doing research about this company kind of helped my perspective also for coding and even computer and hardware engineering. I may not know a lot about specific programming languages. I mean, we're taking C++ and Engineering 103, but it's just a great thing to like learn little chunks of information relating to coding because it may help you down the line.